Hi everyone, welcome to the TLC channel. I am Dalise, but you might know me as Stamper Girl. Welcome to the channel. Today I am going to be creating a rocking card, and I am going to be using kitten frills stamp set. This is one of the newest releases in the store. I'm going to be using this guy. So the image here, the stamps are actually a little bit bigger than the image, so you can see. So you get a little bit bigger images, and I have already stamped mine in yellow. So that's what I'm going to be using. And I am going to be using the Aztec Sunshine Circle. I'm actually using the outer circle, the inner circle, the clouds. Not sure if I may actually use the inside of the circle, inside of the sun, but for something different. I also will be using this Celebrated Time Slimline Designer Pack. And I'm gonna be using this guy and probably this guy. So let me show you what I have so far. So again, I already stamped my image, and I cut my outer circle on that Celebrated Times paper pack. I did create a few layers, so this is a little bit sturdier. And I grab a piece of solid cardstock. This is like really thick cardstock, and I die cut it. You could use a circle cutter. You can do manually. I just circle cut this, and I made sure so it was a 5.5. Get it smaller because I want the rest of the circle to kind of be popping out of there. So if you wanted it to fit into an A2 envelope, make sure that you have like an A2 size cardstock nearby or an envelope, so you keep measuring so you know not to go bigger than the card. Okay, should be just about the card right there. I am going to be creating a custom envelope for this, just because I think instead of there, I think this looks so much better if it's about the same space all around my Aztec circle. Okay, so that's gonna look there. I also cut the inner circle in vellum. That's going to be going right here. I'm going to be coloring the kitty and putting it right in the middle. And then I am going to be die cutting. I have a few clouds that I already die cutted, a little one and a big one. And I am going to die cut this tiny little circle to make it feel like balls of yarn. Okay. I love that they have colored images in the front, and if you're like, oh, I don't need those, you can actually cut those and create them into ephemera. But I actually love them. I am actually trying to go for a yellow cat. Even though that I'm using this image, I'm getting inspired by these yellow colors that you see over here. Okay. This is the color palette that I'm going to be using. The round markers are chameleons, and the hexagons are Spectrum Noir Tri-Blends. Okay. First thing first, I'm going to start with my lightest color, which I believe it's going to come from the Spectrum Noirs. It's going to probably be this gold brown. Okay. But since I am not quite sure, I'm going to test them here. Okay, I thought it's pretty light. Okay. And let's try this. Okay, it's definitely, but I kind of like that caramel color. So yes, I'm gonna start with the gold brown blend, but I really, really like that gold yellow. Okay. Okay. So let's start with my shadows. My shadows are gonna be right here. I do notice that I'm like, I am a very messy colorer, and I do it on purpose. I think people stress way too much about coloring. Yes, don't get me wrong. There's people out there that their coloring is fabulous. Like, seriously fabulous. Um, that's not necessarily me. I love the way I color, so I don't mind. But this is the way I like it. I like it a little bit messy, so let me show you what's going on. I like it a little bit messy. I like that, see, I'm gonna go, instead of going to my mid color here, I'm gonna go with the actual light on this other side, which was this middle one here, okay? So I like it messy because it doesn't have to be perfect. If you start going with down the rabbit hole of trying to fix and trying to make it all nice and perfect, then you are never going to be happy with it. Trust me, been there, done that. I didn't do it on purpose. Going back to my lighter color. But I think this gives me the freedom to play versus being stuck into a, you know what, I'm gonna actually go to my mid-tone here, which was this second one, and it gives me the chance to play and be loose. And I do little lines here, little lines there. I always try to leave a tiny highlight. I don't know if you can see it down here, because even though that's where the shadow it's gonna be, the this surface is gonna reflect, so it's gonna reflect the lighter color. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to my light color. Actually, really like how this tail is coming along. Let me show you. Okay. And I am gonna start, you know what? Let me go back. Okay. Just blending a little bit those last lines that I added. It's not that I don't like the blended look. I love the blended look. It's just that I want a little bit more freedom to do whatever it is that I want to do. Okay. So I am going to go with a darker color. So that. And this might be the last dark color that I use from that pen, because this is really adding a lot of yellow. And I want a little bit more of like a brown tone soon. Okay. Okay. So I am gonna tone it down, going back to the browns. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Spectrum Noir markers are super squeaky, and it's because of the bullet point that they have. I like that. Let's show you. Super cute. And I am gonna start coloring the face the same way. I think I want to leave the cheeks a little bit whiter than everything else, and everything else darker. The paws, these two paws are mostly done, the bottom paw, but the front paws need work. Oh, let me tell you what I stamp. So I actually stamp this as a test. This is just a regular dye ink pad. So dye ink pads are usually water-based. So this is a water-based dye ink pad, and I am using alcohol markers, so it will not bleed because they're different. They have different solution base. Okay, so if I had used watercolors on this ink, it would bleed, right? Because they're both water based. Okay, well, let's keep coloring. Okay, so I did a few of the circles side the sun. Make sure that you detach, because they're attached to the sun and that. So they're trying to get just the circle out. That's hard because it's not gonna move without you getting the actual sun out. I'm just putting a little bit of glue, touching my end of my string, a little glue on the other side, and just gonna wrap it around. Leave a little bit of the tail out. Check to see which side you like better. Okay. And that's going to be one of my balls of yarn. Okay. Putting a little bit of glue. Okay. And I'll do the same thing with the other ball of yarn. I'm adding tape or glue in this case just to the bottom half of my circle, and I'm just gonna add a little bit more right here just to make sure that I got everything covered. Okay. Okay. And there's my rocker card. Okay. We have our circle attached. Here is the kitty. There are the clouds. Looks like this kitty stole a few balls of yarn. Okay. First, I'm gonna put my, I know I'm gonna put my kitty here on this side, so that way I know I can put glue there because it's gonna be covered. Okay. My clouds are gonna come around here. So I'm gonna glue my clouds. I'm gonna leave the last bit of that cloud because it's gonna be like that. And now I'm gonna add glue, and that is gonna help me glue my vellum. Good. This one, I'm gonna put a little bit of dimension. This cloud is so cute. It's so small. Love it. Okay. Okay. Cloud is ready. Okay. Okay. The kitty is gonna be down here. Okay. And we're gonna put one of the balls up there and one right here. You know what? I don't like that, how it, that little bit curves there. I'm like, I love this. Just simply love it. Okay. And I like that. Okay. Gotta cut a little bit of that out. So long of a tail. Okay. I am gonna cut, I'm gonna put some foam behind my cat because I want some, okay, some dimension. And there is our rocker. If you want your rocker not to rock, but it could stand still, just cut a sliver of the back. You don't have to cut much, just this much. And it will make it so it doesn't rock. Okay? You can rock it like that. So isn't it adorable? You can open it and rock it just a little bit. It could be a big rocker. Okay. This set comes with a couple of messages, a meow, massages the heart, you leave paw prints on my heart, and always land on your feet. I might actually add, you leave a paw print on my heart right there. I like that. So this is just a scrap of pink cardstock. And I am okay. Trying to make sure that we are straight. And we are. I'm gonna open it up so I can put some pressure, because that ink might still be a little bit wet, so I don't want to, you see, it was wet. So if I had put my finger, I would have smeared. And here's our card. We'll leave paw prints on my heart. And we used, let's go over the products again. So we used kitten trills. We used the sentiment and the kitty cat, but we were inspired by the yellow colors on the kitty cat on the top. We used Aztec sunshine circles. We used the outside, the inside is both of the clouds, not the itty bitty, and the inside of the sun to create the balls of yarn. And for papers, I used the celebrated times. So if you have any questions, let me know. I hope you enjoy this card. Let me know what else you want to see. And if you create a rocker card, show us. Let us see them, okay? It would be super fun to see your card created. And remember, you can open it up a little bit. And for the inside, since this is dark, I'm probably going to cut half of a circle and just put it there. Okay? Thank you so much. And see you very soon. Okay. This is Ellie Stamper Girl for TLC Designs.